Hey foodies, happy 4th of July. In spirit of this holiday, we're going to be making a special dessert. It's going to be a lemon trifle with basil cream and mixed berry. This dessert is perfect for families, friends. I know everyone is now at home or they're away in groups of people, so this is a perfect dessert to make. So sit back and watch. It's going to be wonderful. Let's get started. So right now I have all these ingredients that are laid out in front of me. So we got our fresh berries, as you can see. We got blueberries, ripe strawberry, basil, definitely screams summer. We got graham crackers. So this is gonna be the textural component in this dessert. And then our trifle cake layer is gonna be made from a lemon cornmeal cake. So we're gonna use some stone ground yellow cornmeal. We got some all-purpose flour. If you have any allergies to flour, you can use gluten-free flour, and olive oil. So olive oil is very healthy. It's a good digestive, same as basil. So this is a light and wonderful dessert. Everything's gonna go very beautifully together. Very easy dessert to make. Doesn't need long to bake. I can't wait to get started. Let's go. So right now, we're gonna start with the lemon cake. Make it very simple. We're gonna start with the dry ingredients. Cornmeal, all-purpose flour, salt, baking powder, we got our sugar, and we're gonna give that a stir. Make sure it's all mixed together. Now we're gonna add our liquids. So I have 1 egg here. I'm just gonna beat it. Put it in the middle. There we go. I'm gonna add our whole milk right here. There we go. Vanilla extract. Can't forget the lemon juice. I'm gonna grate some fresh lemon zest in there. The yellow part. You don't want any of the pith. It's bitter. Then I'm gonna start mixing it together from the middle to the outside. And then I'm gonna start to fold and incorporate. So I don't wanna overmix this. Just as it's about to come together, we're gonna add our olive oil. Mixing it and then drizzle it in. I could smell the essence of lemon in there, and I can also smell the essence of olive oil. So right now, just to make sure that I'm on top of everything, I'm gonna pre-spray this tray. Very cheap tin, you can get it from 99-cent store. I just put the muffin tins inside just to make it easier. And then Rose is gonna spray away. Just a light spray. And I'm also gonna preset my toaster, 350. This is a good batter amount for about like maybe 15, 20 people. Demonstration purposes, we're just gonna do about a cup of batter. Put that in here. And then we wanna make sure we have an even amount in each. Of course, it's gonna rise. So I'm looking to put that much in each. So a touch more in this one. Tap it out. Put this in the center. It's gonna go straight in. And we'll check on it in 10 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes. So our cornmeal cakes are done. And I'm gonna show you how to test it. So I'm gonna put it on a wire rack, so it's gonna cool much faster. So you need to take a toothpick. I'm using a cake tester. Use what you have. And you're gonna go towards the center, but just like at about a 45-degree angle. Go through the center. If it comes out clean, you know the cake is done. So now we're gonna set this aside, let this cool off. And we're gonna get to making our basil cream. So essentially our basil cream is we're gonna steep some fresh basil I have here. Gonna take it off. It's already been washed. I'm gonna take it in a bunch. We don't need any fancy chopping, none of that. I call this my desert island dessert because I can make this, you know, at a fancy party, on a boat, on an island, you know, it would still work. So I'm just gonna take the scissors, give it a rough chop. This is just to get the flavor. So we're releasing the oils, basil, and then we're gonna take our cup of heavy cream right in there. Make sure you get everything. And we're gonna come over to the stove. So medium to medium low setting. Just gonna cover it, let it steep 10 minutes, shut it off, let it steep for 10 minutes. Then we're gonna transfer it to an ice bath, stick it in the fridge, let that completely cool down. Of course, we're gonna still keep the basil in there while it's cooling in the fridge. It's gonna continue to flavor the cream. And then after that, later on, that is when we're gonna press out the oils and flavors from the basil and use that. This is gonna be the base for the whipped cream. So it's been about 10 minutes. It's starting to bubble up. That's how you know it's ready. We don't want the cream to burn, so we're just gonna shut it off and let that steep like that for another 10 minutes. I have the basil cream, pour it in here, get everything. Now we're basically gonna cool it off. Add some cold water. And then what I like to do, as it cools down, the milk tends to form a skin. So I just put some plastic wrap. So now we're keeping everything uniform. Let that cool down for about 5-10 minutes, and then it's gonna go in the fridge for at least an hour till it's cool, and then we'll make our cream. Now, it's been cooled down. So now I'm just gonna take this, make sure I get all that excess flavored heavy cream. And then we have strainer. I'm using a tea strainer. Basically gonna pour it in there. The basil, you could see that change the color ever so slightly. So now we're gonna go straight into making our whipped cream. So basically what I did here is I outfitted a bag, regular Ziploc bag, the same that you would use to freeze anything or store some food. Just cut the tip off. I added my own attachment. It's not necessary. You can actually just use this tip as well. And then I'm gonna set that on the side right now. Whipped cream, I'm gonna use this hand blender on the high setting. There we go, perfect whipped cream right there. So now we're getting it in our piping bag. Outfitted this before. I'm gonna stick this in the fridge for now. Okay, so right now, the secret part to this recipe is the white chocolate component. That's gonna add a little bit of creaminess. So to make the white chocolate ganache, so we're gonna do 2 parts chocolate to 1 part heavy cream. So I'm gonna get the heavy cream into my small pot. I'm gonna get that in the stove and heat it up. We don't wanna boil it, we just wanna heat it up. It's enough to melt the white chocolate. Okay, shut it off. Go in here. Pinch of salt in there. Salt makes everything taste better, brings out the flavor. And then we're gonna cover it and let that set. Okay, so right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our berries ready. So, just the bigger pieces, I'm gonna split them. The other ones I'm gonna keep intact. I wanna keep the rusticness of it. That's gonna go in here. So here we go. We're just gonna split these. Make it simple. Or like that. You know, just have fun with it. And then we're gonna split them. So the easy way to do it is just do it like that. And then just for the purposes of this, I'm gonna even split it just a little bit more because some of these are bigger. Straight into our bowl. Now what we're gonna do, add a little bit of lemon zest. Not the whole lemon, just a little bit. Touch of lemon juice. Right in there. A little bit of olive oil. It's gonna give it a nice little shine. Just want a little bit. And the rest I'm gonna use for something special. Can't wait. And of course, sugar. Just enough to coat it. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of the basil in there too. Give it a little nice toss. I'm bringing out all those flavors. Add a touch more sugar. So now the final addition is the graham crackers. So I took about 2 or 3. I'm gonna take rolling pin, just crush it. I don't want to crush it too much. Still want to keep some of that texture in there. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the actual glass. But for now, I have that white chocolate that's been steeping. Just going to mix it together. If you're in a rush, or if actually you want it to be faster, I cool the white chocolate while it's been sitting in somewhat the hot cream, cool in the fridge a little bit, and then look, very easy. That's the texture you want. Now we're gonna dip these. So we're gonna take our muffin. This is gonna be the top side. So I'm just gonna catch the lip right there. Boom, there you go. I'm gonna do it with one more. Now these don't have to be perfect. It's gonna go in the cup. Any excess, you could just let it drip. So this is what we're gonna do. Just gonna put it on this plate. I'm just gonna take somewhat of the finer pieces, a little bit of the olive oil right here, and then we're just gonna brush the rim. A little bit of presentation goes a long way. Now we're gonna just like very simple, elegant way to start off our beautiful dessert. And now what we're finally gonna do is we're gonna start plating. Get all my ingredients ready. So there's an art to layering this too, because you want flavors of every bite, you want texture as well. Plate some whipped cream. Place some in there. Then we're gonna go in with some texture component right there. Now we're gonna go in with the berries. We're gonna go in with the cake. So we're doing 2 layers. Now we're gonna go in with more whipped cream. So now I'm gonna really try to get around the edge. Back with the crunch. Now the cup is getting a little bit wider. I don't have to put as much. Kind of make sure that it's flat so that with each layer, I'm gonna go back on with the whipped cream. I want to put a little bit of the fruit on here. I mean, we got to celebrate the 4th here. Hit it with a little bit of that. Now I just broke off a piece. Basil. Stick it in there. Nice little piece. So you can see a little bit of that green color in there. And then there you go. So I really loved enjoying this simple dessert. I know it's got layers, it's got flavor. This is wonderful. This is making me very hungry. So glad to bring you this dessert on the July 4th. Happy and safe holidays. Like and subscribe and look forward to the next episode. It's gonna be something special.